Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and especially you nephew, welcome back to another Riftbound video. And today we got a short one for you. I just want to go over this list real quick. Things are getting a lot busier this time of year. A lot of things going on. So this might be the last video for the year, just so I can chill before the holidays. Got a lot of traveling to do. But I did want to talk about this before Set 2 came out. I wanted to go over what I think. I'm going to repeat that. What I think, these are personal reasons as to what leaders and decks are getting buffs with this new set that's coming out. And you can look through TCG Arena, through all the league cards. There's league cards on the official Riftbound site, and make your own decisions from there. And I would love to get your thoughts in the comments to see if maybe I'm tweaking on one and maybe I'm not thinking of a play or a play line that these decks have. But this is sort of my shooting from the hip. What decks are going to get a lot more use, or maybe not a lot more use, but some buffs and new playstyles in their deck. But before we get into it, I do want to remind you guys that this is a growing channel. I appreciate the support so much. We're at 110 subscribers right now, and it's honestly insane because when I started making card videos, I was at like 30. So once again, just thank you guys so much. And before it is the end of the video, I do want to say, if you are interested in Riftbound content, Riftbound videos, this is the place to be. I try to make a video 3 times a week outside of, like I said, the rest of this year. Time to take a break. But let's jump right into it. So let's talk about the tiers here. For S tier, I just have it as redefined. And what I mean by this really isn't S tier as in it's going to be the best deck, but what I mean is there is a new way to play said deck, or added way to play said deck, which I hope I'll explain later when we get to it, because I have some pretty cool ideas for this one. Then A tier is just a lot. They got a lot of new cards to go into their already existing play styles that buff them up a lot, and makes it so that their current build can be that much stronger. For B tier, we have brand new toys. This is just like maybe it's not a whole bunch of cards that they can add to their deck, but they can add a few, and it will, once again, buff what they are already going for. But it's just not like a bunch of cards. Maybe 1 or 2 cards that you would throw in as a 2 of. Or it's a new card, but maybe another card that already exists is fine enough for it to not have to be replaced. But they still got some new stuff that they can use. And then lastly, we got C tier, or coal for Christmas, meaning they probably got next to nothing to buff how they should be played, or how their current playstyles go. And that's a little bit weird, because that's sort of can go into redefined as well. You can just make a new playstyle with this new set, but for the most part, it's like it doesn't really synergize well, or doesn't go well with other things in your deck. But with that being said, let's just jump right into it. We're just going to go from front to back, starting with Kai'Sa. You know her, you love her. Kai'Sa's such a weird leader. I'm going to put her in A tier for 2 reasons. One, gold being introduced this set is very important. Gold is a free power resource, and Kai'Sa already has a free power resource, so that alone gets her access to a lot of different blue and red cards that make gold. Think Draven, Plundering Poro. I know there's another blue card that makes gold, but anything that can generate gold just makes it so that she has even less incentivized less to actually recycle her runes. And then I'm thinking of one spell in particular. I think it's like draw 4 for 3 recycles. And that's a spell, so that would trigger her ability. And drawing is so important in the Kai'Sa deck to get all of your removal spells, which is what she wants to be standing to do. It is a little bit of setup, but definitely worth it to draw 3 cards in a deck like Kaisa. So I'm going to put her in the A tier or a lot tier, because there's probably even stuff that I'm not thinking of. There's even more spells that do damage, like the Lucian spell. I'm forgetting the names of these things, but it does 2 to a unit at battlefield and then 2 to a unit anywhere else. Just having that available as a spell, not a gear, is very important. The reason why I don't put her in a redefined is because of that gear system that I mentioned. I don't think she has that much synergy with the gears, at least not yet. Maybe I'll regret saying that later. But as I see it now, I don't see a lot of gears that really excel what she's already doing, or can make what she's doing into a different playstyle, because her leader skill is specifically for spells. All right. Volibear. I think Volibear goes in B. I think he has some brand new toys. I think where he falls at, or unfortunately where he falls, is a lot of the orange cards don't start as mighty. There are a few, but because orange is, or Fiora is orange as well, the cards that synergize with Fiora start less than mighty, and then Fiora's ability is when they become mighty, you gain a rune. The Volibear is when they are mighty, you gain a rune when you play them and they are already mighty. Now he did get a couple new stuff. I know I mentioned and I saw a dragon, and most of y'all have seen that dragon video, which has over 1,000 views again. So thank you guys again for that. That's absolutely crazy. Especially because I sort of made that deck on my own and I thought it was a joke deck, but maybe it's got some steam. But there is that new dragon card. I believe it's a orange card. A new orange dragon that can be added into that deck, and then there's a ton of other mighty cards in red that are coming. I'm trying to think. I don't think the Draven is mighty, but I think there's another red card that I'm blanking on the name. But mighty cards are coming, so it definitely does help what he's already doing, but nothing to sort of redefine him or anything like that. Jinx. I'm thinking Jinx might get Cole. I'm trying to think. I think, well, maybe there should be a tier in between, because I think, actually no, she might go into brand new toys. I think she might go into brand new toys because I think the gear system would really help Jinx out. When she is flooding the board with the like flame chompers that, you know, when you discard it you can recycle a rune and play it and then play it from your discard. That's just it's a free 3 might, but as just 3 might it can be weak, and I think the problem with Jinx is that it doesn't have a lot of defense. But with the new gear system that's coming out, that'll be able to at least add might to those units. But then again, it is recycling more runes, and Jinx sort of already does recycle a lot of runes, especially when you're consistently playing the Super Mega Death Rocket, you know, using it to blow somebody up and then conquer it and then grab it from the trash for next turn. That can be sort of counterbalanced, but if you can find a way to consistently create gold with Jinx, maybe it would help, but it is very difficult, at least how I'm thinking right now. Darius. I think Darius is probably getting a lot. I'm gonna put him at the top of brand new toys. Because I think the gear system is really going to help Darius to not only play a card consistently and just, you know, like say for, you know, Darius, you have, you know, your units or your spells which sort of want to be used at specific times, but using the gear system, adding to or two things, separate thoughts, using the gear system to just sort of set up, to do a little setup play early game if you need to. But then again, the baited hook is already a really good. Actually, now that I say baited hook out loud, I think I'm gonna push him up here. I think I'm gonna push him up to a lot. I might have to change that later. Because baited hook is already a really good card in Darius plus Trifarian Warcamp. But now you add gear mites to that, so you can search for even taller units with the baited hook. It will probably kill a tall unit, but if you're able to buff up a 2 mited unit to 4, then you could search for a 5 mited unit, just by attaching an equipment to that unit. And then let's say it's at the Trifarian War Camp, so now it's at a 5, so you can use beta hook on that, and you pull out a 6 mighty unit. So there's ways to get around that, killing strong units to play other strong units if you have those chump units you want to play out. So I think I'm gonna have to push them up to a lot, because it does most of the gears, because there are some gears that add 0 might in red. I don't know about yellow yet. I don't think I saw any in yellow, but there's also the Blade of the Ruin King that adds +4. So if you can, does that even make? I don't think that counts as redefined. I do not think that counts as redefined, but I do think that is a lot of support. All the gears that's coming out is a lot of support. Next we have Ahri. Ahri, I'm going to put in brand new toys above Jinx. Maybe even above Volibear. No, I think I'm just gonna put her above Jinx, because we did see a lot more. Not a lot. I think I only remember 2 or 3 might reduction cards. But then again, there's another card. I'm forgetting what it is. I think it's on Knight something. It's a blue card, and it says like when you play spells on your opponent's turn, do something. I'm forgetting what it does. If I remember, I will put it up on screen so you guys can look at it and read it. I believe it's draw a card, but having that as Ahri when you're already, if they attack into you, -2, and then you have these other cards to even minus it even more. Cards that already exist like Stupefy and Smoke Screen, Foxfire, a bunch of different stuff that you can continuously lower the might of those attacking units. Really does buff up Ahri, but I do put her in brand new toys because I didn't see a lot, because it just wasn't, it just was only a few that I saw that really minus might. Now there are some green cards that help out, like I know there's a new counterspell card there. No, I'm tweaking. That is not a green card. That's a signature spell. There's the new repeat card that adds might to your own unit, and then you can repeat that twice. So that is a little bit more support, but still not enough to put in a lot in my very vague descriptions of these roles. Lee Sin. Lee Sin definitely got cold for Christmas. I think buffs really got nothing this set, which is kind of a shame because it is a part of so many decks or deck lists already, or leader abilities already, but buffs just didn't get much like help this set. Now Lee Sin buffs his own units, but everything that you want to buff is already in set 1, so I'm just gonna put him in cold for Christmas. I don't think he got a lot. Yasuo, I'm also unfortunately gotta put him in cold for Christmas. Y'all know I love Yasuo. I had a whole video. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put him at the top of cold for Christmas just because that's my guy. But yeah, there just wasn't a lot of movement cards this set. I think Irelia will sort of do what he wants but better. Being able to ready units that you target with spells, even that'll be really good if you want to play a movement style. Just probably play Irelia, because if you move into, let's say you move into an occupied battlefield with something that's lower might than you, but it'll still deal the damage, right? Let's say you moved into a 2 might unit with a 6 might unit, so it dealt 2 to you, and then if you're playing Irelia, you can target him and attack into the next battlefield, or you target him with like a +2, get him right back up to 6, and then move him to the next battlefield by readying him. And then, you know, if they have ganking, you can move into the next battlefield. You know what I'm saying? If you're playing a movement style deck, you're probably going to have ganking one way or another, either through the battlefield or on the card. So things like that, I really just probably does better. And her spell is just better. And it's also the same exact color combination. So although I love Yasuo, I probably will still be playing Yasuo because I'm stubborn. I really, it just seems much, much better. Why am I forgetting her name? Why am I forgetting her name? What in the world is wrong with my brain right now? Leona. That took me way too long to remember. Leona is also going into Cold for Christmas, like I said before. Buffs just didn't get a lot of support this set. And now that I am remembering her specific ability, neither did stuns. I only saw one new stun card, which I guess can be counted as brand new toys, but you don't really have that many buff targets outside of the ones, like I said, that already exist. Well, I guess maybe the new Fiora, stuff that coincides with this, with yellow, can go in here, but that's just very, very low chance. So I'm gonna put her in Cold for Christmas. Well, I'm trying to think. Does the gear system change her much? I don't think the gear system changes her much to put her in brand new toys. Yeah, the gear is cool. I mean, gear is just gonna be cool. Oh, it's just a blanket statement. It's gonna be cool in every deck. Every color is getting some, and they all do amazing things for your deck. But the reason why, you know, these get a bit more support because of that, or because of the different gears that are coming out, is because they help out more than just how these, like, the leader abilities do, except for Volibear, of course. But yeah, Teemo also going in Cold for Christmas. I think I saw like 3 total hidden cards coming out this set. So he doesn't have much specifically for himself. Like I said, gear being a blanket thing, it's not really anything special to bring home. Yeah, so I think for that reason, Jinx might have to go into Cold for Christmas. Man, I'll leave it there for now. Victor definitely got some new toys. Is it a lot or not? I think Victor's probably gonna go up here for new toys. Blade of the Ruin King, really good for him. He's generating those one might tokens that you want to kill off anyways. So having those friendly units to consistently kill off is good. And then he has even more, like, or there are even more Death Knell yellow cards that are coming out. More yellow cards that kill your own units for a benefit for yourself, and Victor probably will be at the top of that. So really, really good support here. Misfortune, I nearly forgot her name too. Misfortune, purple and yellow, purple and orange, I'm sorry. This is also another difficult one, because she gives units ganking, you sort of don't need like specific cards to be I just really gotta think of what's best for her. To be honest, I think the gear system and giving units ganking will go crazy. I'm trying to think of specific gears that are best for her. Yeah, now that I look at it, both purple and orange have a lot of conquer effect equipments. Like there's one is when I conquer, gain a rune, exhausted. So having that and being able to give those units ganking is going to be really good. So I'm going to put her in brand new toys, maybe somewhere around here. I think this has to go here, because they're getting about the same amount of support this set. And Set himself, I think, like I said, buffs just really didn't get anything special in Set 2. So everything that you can do with Set is already out. You know, it's he didn't get much. He didn't get much this set, but there are more cards that you can use for him for sure. Just not anything special that really change up his playstyle. All right, Annie Darkchild. Now this is where we get into the craziness. I think Annie goes in redefined. And this might be crazy, but quick draw and quick draw equipments and gold being able to be used on a defensive turn, where Annie already sets up 2 runes as active. Now you have, you're able to have even more options for your opponent to have to look out for on the defense. Actually, so I don't think she goes into her defined. I'm gonna put her in a lot. I'm gonna put her in a lot because I gotta think about redefined. I'm gonna put her in a lot because yeah, like I said, the ability to quick draw equipments is really good. There's more spells coming out, so she's sort of in the same line of Kaisa. Well, there's more spells coming out, and the equipments will actually be really good for her to buff up those units that she has on the board. Even on her own reactions, playing cards out like Tibbers, being more viable because you can then react to said Tibbers by equipping something with quick draw to give it enough might to survive that 3 might burst out that it deals, if that's something that you want to play for. Master Yi didn't get much. I think everything Master Yi wants to do is already out, so I'm gonna put him in Cold for Christmas again. And good Lord, Garen. I think Garen. I'm gonna they a. I don't know why. I don't know why this leader exists. There isn't enough significant board flood that's in this game for Garen to be good. If you guys don't know what he does because you never see him, it's when you conquer with 4 or more units. I think it's draw a card, and that one is hard to do. The idea is like conquering with a bunch of tokens or whatever, but draw 2. I'm sorry. The idea is to draw with more or with a bunch of tokens, but as tokens currently stand, they're only 1 mites in the first set. They're only 1 mite tokens. So if you're conquering something that's defended, they'll just send 2 mite. Even if it's defended by a 2-mited creature, if you send 4 tokens at it, they'll spend 1 mite to each token, and now you're down to 2, and then your ability doesn't proc. And now you're defending, so now you have to wait for the battlefield to reopen, and then you can reconquer. This card just really doesn't work. But this reason why I skipped over Lux, I think Lux goes into redefined. I think if you redefine a Lux deck into a gold generating deck, she shares the same colors as Renata Glask and Renata Glask. And she has her own effective when you use a card that costs 5 or more, draw a card. The backdraw to this was that this card or spells that cost that much are normally high on recycle cost. There's Singularity, I think it's 2 recycles. Blast of Power is a couple. There's a lot of different high spell cards, but they also cost high power, and so that, I think, brought Lux down a little bit because your runes were already low, or always low, or will consistently be low. So you have to then recharge to said 5 energy, and then uh, uh, and then you sort of lose your tempo on playing out units and things like that. But with gold coming out, and if you can build around gold generation, that problem is easier to handle. You have the gold now to use so that your rune department doesn't deplete as much, and then you can use even larger spells that Lux decks didn't normally do. Things like time warp and a whole bunch of different things. So I think Lux will be completely redefined by the new gold token, simply by the gold token. That's not even including the different gears that's coming out, the different equipments that's coming out, the different cards that's coming out, the different spells that's coming out. All of that is going to be really, really good for Lux. So I think I think she will be redefined by this set. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Like I said, a bit of a short one, running out of time, but I hope you guys liked the video. And like I said, if you guys have any disagreements or arguments or different points that you want to bring into this video, please let me know in the comments. Maybe, like I said, maybe I missed something, maybe I'm missing something, maybe you have deck lists of your own or builds of your own that you want to try, and I just didn't think about it. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you all on the next one. Goodbye.